Welcome to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we are really ripping apart the final World Rugby Rankings for 2025. We're going to see exactly who won, who lost.
And most importantly, how it all shakes out for the 2027 World Cup draw in Australia.
Exactly. We have a whole stack of the latest results all locked in as of November 23rd, 2025. And these numbers are basically going to define the next 3 years of international rugby. Think of this as your shortcut to understanding that World Cup landscape before a single pool is even drawn. But before we jump in, a really quick reminder. If you love getting this level of detail, please subscribe to Rugby Obsession wherever you get your deep dives. We love making this stuff clear.
And it really needed clarity this year. I mean, these rankings, they're the absolute bedrock of the next cycle. This isn't just about, bragging rights at the end of the year.
Not at all.
The stakes couldn't be higher. These final rankings literally determine the pools for Australia 2027. Every single one of those November internationals had massive, quantifiable consequences.
Okay, so let's start right at the top then, where the fight was fiercest for that crucial Band 1 spot. All eyes were on England's final match against Argentina. They had a huge job to do.
They absolutely did, and they delivered. England managed to secure that prize spot in Band 1 by beating Argentina 27-23 at Twickenham.
That was their 11th straight win, wasn't it?
11th straight. It's a real statement of intent, not just for finishing 2025, but for what's coming in 2026. And that win, it wasn't just, satisfying for the fans. It was strategically vital. It cemented their third-place ranking.
Okay.
It boosted them to 89.41 rating points. And crucially, they added 0.32 points, which was just enough to hold off that huge threat from Ireland.
We were breathing right down their neck.
Right down their necks at 87.97 points. A loss for England or even a tight draw could have seen them tumble. It was that close.
Yeah, they held off Ireland, held off France, and guaranteed that comfortable slot. But what's fascinating to me is they also gained ground on New Zealand, the team above them.
That's where the numbers get really interesting. New Zealand is sitting in second with 90.33 points, and the gap between them and England is now, it's razor thin, just 0.92 points.
How did that happen?
It's not just because England did well. It's because the system rewarded their risk.
Can you unpack that a bit? I mean, the All Blacks beat Wales. Why did they get practically nothing for it, allowing England to sneak closer?
It all comes down to the dynamics of the ranking system. It rewards you for beating teams ranked much higher than you, especially away from home.
Right. The upset factor.
Exactly. So when the All Blacks, ranked number 2 in the world, play a side like Wales, who are further down the table, the system just sees that as an expected result. They basically ran out of points to gain from that fixture.
So the win kept them safe in second, but it didn't help them pull away.
Precisely. And it allowed England's consistent high-pressure winning streak to just close that gap, both numerically and, I think, psychologically.
That 0.92 gap. Wow. That means if England carries this form into the Six Nations and the All Blacks slip up just once early next year, we could see a complete reordering at the top.
It creates immediate pressure on the All Blacks, absolutely. And while all the scrambling is going on, you have South Africa, just this immovable object at the top.
Untouchable.
Completely, firmly at number 1, 93.94 points. They are guaranteed to finish the year at the top, securing pole position in Band 1. Even if they had lost their final match to Wales, they would not have given up that top spot. They're just on another level right now.
Okay, so the top tier is locked. South Africa, New Zealand, and England.
Yeah.
But let's drop down the table a bit, because this is where the real volatility was. The shift that really decided the fate of several nations happened right on that border between Band 2 and Band 3.
Yes. While the Giants were fighting for these tiny fractions of a point, the real seismic activity was happening lower down. The match between Japan and Georgia was like a quiet earthquake for World Cup seeding.
A quiet earthquake. I like that.
It was. Japan got a desperately tight 25-23 victory, and that result was monumental.
Right.
That tiny 2-point difference shot Japan up 1 spot to 12th. They gained a massive 1.51 points. Georgia, on the other hand, took the full hit. They dropped 2 positions to 13th.
That is just astounding. So a 2-point margin in one November game basically defined Georgia's entire World Cup journey 3 years out.
It absolutely did. The implication is, it's devastating for Georgia. They dropped from Band 2 right down into Band 3 for the draw.
And what does that mean, practically?
Being in Band 2 meant you'd draw one of the Band 1 giants, unavoidable, but manageable. Being in Band 3 now means you are guaranteed to get 2 of those Tier 1 powerhouses in your pool. That one result completely changes the difficulty setting for both teams. It creates a whole different landscape for potential pools of death.
And meanwhile, the hosts, Australia, were watching all this unfold. They finished 7th, right? They needed a massive win over France to get into Band 1, but didn't get it.
Correct.
Yeah.
That failure locks them into Band 2. As hosts, that's, a mixed blessing.
How so?
Well, it means they avoid drawing 2 of the top 6, but they are guaranteed to face one of them. So South Africa, New Zealand, England, one of those teams will be in their pool.
So who else is in that Band 2 with them? Wales moved up, didn't they? Despite losing to the All Blacks.
They did. They moved up to 11th. The volatility around that 12th spot meant everyone was just fighting for breathing room. Wales' loss didn't hurt them as much as Japan's win helped Japan solidify their own spot.
So who's in the final Band 2?
It's Australia, Fiji, Scotland, Italy, Wales, and now Japan. It's arguably the most competitive band outside of that top tier.
Before we lay out all the final bands, our sources also pointed out some of the big end-of-year player accolades. We can't talk about South Africa's dominance without mentioning one of their key guys.
Absolutely not. And the awards really reflect the talent behind these rankings. Springboks hooker Malcolm Marx was crowned World Rugby Men's 15s Player of the Year.
A well-deserved honor.
No question, it just speaks to the depth of that #1 side. And the All Blacks also got a nod to their future, with Lock Fabian Holland winning the Breakthrough Award. It's great to see these guys getting recognized because they're the ones who will be shaping 2027.
Okay, let's bring it all together. We have the results, the drama, especially that Japan-Georgia outcome. Let's lay out the definitive confirmed bands for the Australia 2027 draw. For everyone listening, this is basically the map to 2027 being drawn right now.
These are the confirmed tiers. So Band 1, this is the elite group, the teams everyone wants to avoid. South Africa, New Zealand, England, Ireland, France, and Argentina.
Perfect split. 3 Northern Hemisphere, 3 Southern.
A perfect balance. Then we move to Band 2. This is that highly competitive tier, the sides that can absolutely challenge the top 6 on their day. You've got the hosts, Australia, then Fiji, Scotland, Italy, Wales, and Japan.
Japan's inclusion there really makes that band feel more volatile than ever.
It really does. Now, Band 3. This is where Georgia unfortunately landed. That band includes Georgia, Spain, Uruguay, USA, Chile, and Tonga. They are now set up to provide some seriously stiff resistance.
Yeah, drawing one of them is no easy out.
And finally, Band 4, completing the main tiers for the draw: Samoa, Portugal, Romania, Hong Kong, China, Zimbabwe, and Canada.
Wow. Just looking at those bands, the potential for a pool of death is, well, it's immediately obvious.
Oh, absolutely.
You could see a situation where South Africa, the top seed, draws Australia from Band 2, Georgia from Band 3, and Samoa from Band 4. That is a brutal path for the hosts.
So what do you think?
Did the Wallabies get lucky or unlucky being locked into Band 2 as hosts? I mean, on one hand, they avoid Band 1, which is critical.
But they are guaranteed one of those giants. There's no escaping it.
It guarantees a high-pressure, must-win pool game right from the start. We want you to think about that. Looking at those bands, what potential group stands out to you as the toughest? Let us know what you think. And remember, if you want more analysis like this, please subscribe to Rugby Obsession.
I think if we just connect it back to the bigger picture for a second, what's so fascinating is how those tiny margins, Japan beating Georgia by 2 points, redefined the entire competitive feel of Band 2. It just shows these rankings aren't formalities.
No, they're high-stakes battles.
Exactly. We've seen the top spots are locked down by consistency, by players like Malcolm Marx. But the real movement, that dance between 10th and 14th place, that defines the tournament structure for everyone below them.
And as we look to the future, let's consider one final opportunity. We mentioned Wales. Now, the rankings are locked for the draw. They can't get back into the top 10 this year.
Right.
But their final match against top-ranked South Africa next weekend is still huge for their long-term trajectory.
It is. It's all about momentum.
So that's something for you to mull over as the new calendar approaches. A strong performance, even if they lose against the world's #1 team, could significantly boost their rating points. It could set a really positive, aggressive trajectory for them heading into 2026, even with the 2027 bans now set in stone. Please subscribe to Rugby Obsession for all our analysis and deep dives. Thank you for listening to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive, and we will look forward to you listening to our next episode.